Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? That dating channel, TDC, that's right, TDC Live. I did not get you a show Sunday or Monday because I was just too busy. Tuesday, we did Talking Shit Tuesday, and I thought, why not give you guys a show on Wednesday? Today, what we're going to talk about is if you meet a girl and you match with her or you meet her in person or something, and then you happen to have an excellent conversation with that woman. I'm saying, like, holy shit, this woman is attractive, carries a great conversation, seems to have a good personality. I'm telling you guys, there's a very high percentage probability that there's something wrong with her. Now, let's talk about that real quick before we get way into it. Why do I say that? What is the crux of my premise? Women that are very good looking and get their way generally don't have to develop a personality. The only time they have to develop personality is when they hit the emergency button. When they get a little older, that's when usually they tend to date down, in their opinion. But in my opinion, that's when they date what they can get. A lot of women are average and they expect the Don Juan. And then when they get a little older, they notice that they're becoming invisible in a room. They start to develop personality. They take up sports or activities they normally would not have so that they can maybe relate to a normal guy. They start going to Home Depot, like if we want to see you at Home Depot. So I'm going to give you an example, an extreme example. Guys, I didn't think this would ever happen to me, but I was having a conversation with a girl and I thought, wow, what's wrong? Because I've done this before. I've been around the block. I've been there before. I understand what the deal is. So when a girl has great conversation, great personality, attentive, texts you right away, something is wrong. Before we get into that, we want to thank today's sponsor, Cactus Peptides. Again, guys, this is basically, if you know what peptides are, you simply Google peptides. So if you go to Cactus Peptides, you can kind of do some research. They have some lab-based results there. So if you want to work out, you can, let's just say you supplement your lifestyle, whether it be for fitness, weight loss, fat burning, whatever. Guys, if you want to look into that part of the supplement game, I highly encourage you to go to Cactus Peptides. Thank you so much for sponsoring the show. I really appreciate the fact that we have a sponsor on that dating channel. And if other sponsors want to join on, it has to be dating, fitness, something related to what we do here. So we'll say hi to the people and then we'll talk about my experience with meeting a woman that carried phenomenal conversation that made me go, what is wrong? Nice and light today. We might have maybe 50 because it's a Wednesday. Ken McAllister, EPA, Amory, Destroyer, D-Rock, Fox, Phil Fez, Morta La Cura. Jared Wells, the father. How's the kiddo doing? 956 Oscar, Jay Swish, YouTube Corrupt, and Free Speech, and Alex 777.2. I'm sure other people will trickle in, but we'll just get cranking along so that they can watch that on the replay. So, have you ever come across a woman that you thought, this person is perfect, this person is great, they carry great conversation, they text me right away? Because you've been so conditioned as a man to be disappointed. And I've learned never to get my hopes up when it comes to modern dating. Again, modern dating. If I end up living somewhere like in Alabama or some podunk redneck town or something like that, where everyone seems to be on the traditional side of things, where there isn't access to 1,000 women and 1,000, millionaire men are going after the same, 20 or 30 women, you might have a shot. That's why those guys kind of end up in a good situation. They either grow up with their wife, they grow up with a child or a friend from their youth, and they end up going to high school together, grade school, and boom, they get married early on. So when you match with somebody on online dating and they say hi to you first, holy shit, if they're halfway decent looking, something's wrong. I've never had a woman reach out to me first that was good looking and normal. Sorry. Most have been pretty average. And again, I don't discriminate depending on what I'm looking for, because every girl I swipe right on, that does not mean I'm looking for a relationship from you. Like, right, girls? Right? You understand that when men match with you, it's adjustable. What are you looking for? They ask. You say, whatever comes my way. Like, you're not out there going, well, I want to start a family. No, you should have your options open, because I have been locked in on looking for one specific thing only to find out that they're just looking to have some side beach or maybe, or a maintenance guy. And you can miss out on that while you could still play the game. Now, a lot of you don't like doing that. You can't juggle. You can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Totally understand it. I'm not going to tell you should do that. But if you're built in such a way that you can multitask, you can keep your options open when it comes to matching with women. You don't have to tell them, I'm looking for a relationship. You know, women are like, I'm looking for marriage and children. What? Children? Are you crazy? So you have to kind of keep your options open. So I end up matching with a very pretty girl that looks like she's Blasian. You know what Blasian is? Black and Asian. And, you know, a lot of these people have a unique look. They almost look like they're from Thailand or Philippines or something along those lines. Very attractive girl. And curly hair. And I'm just like, you know, she looks really good. She's pretty. And she hit me up first. So I'm just sitting there going, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong? I could totally expect that from a woman from Colombia, a woman from, you know, Argentina, you know, from a I don't want to say second world country, but, you know, not the United States. The United States, we're kind of spoiled with the whole world. The world sees us as, holy shit, now when we're bombing 15 different places at the same time, they're like, boy, you guys are badass. I know, right? Don't you want to be part of this gang? So when a woman replies quickly, something's wrong. So let's just get to the meat of it, okay? She wants to talk on the phone. And I'm like, wow, that is amazing, because you can cut through the bullshit pretty quickly. And I never suggest talking on the phone for fear of women running away. Women run away. They say they want all the right things. They meet the guy that they meet a guy that fits the criteria, and then they ghost him, or they get, oh, he's too quick. Okay. I highly urge you guys to get their number if they want to call. And before you have a phone call, you look them up on Spokeo. We've told you $2 a month gets you a Spokeo account. It gives you access to their social media, LinkedIn, damn near their addresses. So you can do background searches on women, because women are fucking crazy. And now modern women are starting to realize that they have been sold a bad bill of goods when it comes to feminism. A lot of these women were going to college and they were hyper concentrating on becoming the thing they were studying. And then when they've done that for 5 years, they go, holy crap, this is not it. This is not what I wanted. And guess what, ladies? You only got 45 to 50 years of that, and then it's over, because you're dead then. So pretty crazy stuff. Get her number. Immediately calls me. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't have an opportunity to do a background search on this chick. So we start talking. And I'm telling you, cool chick. Like that's the best way you can put the vibe that I had with this girl, because every conversation you have with a girl, there's a vibe. Now, I'm not saying you're vibing, and I'm not saying vibe is a positive. You could have a cautious vibe. You can have a sexual tension vibe. You can have a I like you a lot, but I don't know what you're about vibe. Or you could just have a vibe where you're just chit-chatting about anything. It doesn't sound like an interview. It doesn't sound crazy. It doesn't sound like anything weird. You're just talking about the day, about each other, and about your life. Nothing crazy. And I do really well in those conversations. I really enjoy those conversations, because I like to know their story. Because look, if someone fits the criteria, I would bend a little to be in a relationship with somebody, but not a lot. I have a lot going on over here. I really don't want to sacrifice the money. Let's just be honest. It's about the money. So we're talking. Everything is great, to the point where I'm actually allowing myself to get a little excited of this whole situation. I'm like, boy, I'm getting a little excited about this situation, because she sounds so awesome. So we talked for about an hour and a half, which is a lot. I can chat, she can chat. That means that it's not going to be boring around her. She's funny, laughs, makes jokes. I'm like, whoa, what's wrong? Well, guys, I wish I could tell you what was wrong, but it's no fault of her own. You know what I mean? Something was absolutely wrong. And for about 4 hours, I considered ignoring it, because the conversation was so good. You know what I mean? But I quickly found out what was what. Now, take a wild guess. and I don't want to say wrong with her because she's a great person. She's super sweet. But there is an obstacle that I am not willing to overcome when it comes to that relationship, if it did evolve into something. Had an older daughter that was in her 20s, so she was in her 40s, had a professional job, goes to the gym, is pretty. What do you guys think was wrong? Like, take a wild guess. Just take a stab at it. Guys, go ahead. Take a stab at what you think was wrong in this situation. And then I still gave her a follow-up phone call to verify what I found out and if I could overcome it. And I literally could not. And, I felt bad because she was a really, really good person. Poland Blondie. Wait, you're not sponsored by Belleza House? I'm just playing. Sitting here watching cartoons with her about to be 2 here soon, but everything with good, just her wild, with her just wild most days. Got it. Nola Shiv Connor says you can do everything right, have everything going for you. Tell her the right things that she wants to hear. The communication compatibility is great, but it goes sour and then boom, ghosted. Good evening, gentlemen. For people who haven't experienced Blasians, vet how she was raised. If she's raised more black than Asian, run like the wind. Luckily, she was raised more Asian. So, a lot of you have, how the hell would I have found out that she has herpes by doing a background check? When you think about it, you know what's crazy about growing up, right? And it's really weird. When you figure out that like 60% of the population has some form of herpes and it's dormant, you tend to go, it's not that, it's a big deal, but yeah, it's not that uncommon. SSRIs, I wouldn't know that. Think about it, guys. What can you find out about a person from their profile, from their social media, in general, that is very obvious? Obviously, you could find out if she smokes. She doesn't smoke. I don't know if she's taken SSRIs, and I don't know if she has herpes. But she had something, I don't want to say wrong with her, but she had a, let's just say, condition that I could not overcome. Grandmom, pothead, bipolar is interesting because I've met, I think, Jesus Christ, I think over 50% of the women I've met in my life have been bipolar. But can she clean your injectors? That's an inside joke from an inside joke. Oh, you meant based off of your Spokio search? Yes, Spokio has access to her LinkedIn, her address, and her Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Felon, been in jail, criminal, well-traveled. None of those. You will never guess it. I'm telling you guys, no freaking way you'll guess this. And I was shocked. Like, it shocked me. Because you would think that's something they would show you on their profile. So then you go back to the profile and you're like, well, there's a full body shot. There's a full body shot. There's a full body shot. But then it hit me. She's not standing in any of her full body shots. Then I found out she's paralyzed. I guess it's weird to say, hi, how you doing? I'm paralyzed. Good job. Good job, Morta la cura. I didn't think you'd ever get it. She's paralyzed from the chest down. And I felt terrible because she was so sweet. She was so nice. I'm telling you guys, such a beautiful... No, YouTube. I'm telling you. Mortal Acura. Oh, that Mortal Acura? I thought it was Mortalacura. No, she wasn't a dude. She didn't have one leg. She's a paraplegic. She is paralyzed from the chest down. So I was shocked. Genuinely shocked. Because the conversation was so good. Because she made a bit of an impression. You know what I mean? Like you walk around the next day going, boy, I can't wait to meet her, right? So now I have so many questions, but I don't want to pose these questions to her and have her get offended. Like I'm not one of those guys that's a little, right. And Ken McAllister. So that's where we're going, right? What is the most important thing in a relationship to you guys? Put it on the chat. What is the most important thing for you in a relationship? For me, it's sex. I'm sorry. The moment you allow me to bang you and I like it and you're not a pain in the ass, I'm staying. I'm staying. Where am I going? Where the hell am I going to go? We bang, you're nice, and anything else after that is extra. See, that is the problem. YouTube corrupt. People that are paralyzed can have sex, but what kind of sex? What kind of sex do you think they can have? Are they going to ride you? Are they going to do reverse cowgirl? Or is it going to be weekend at Bernie's and you literally getting a full body workout to catch a nut, right? So now I have these, of course you treat her like a normal person, but at the end of the day, you have to do those calculations in your head and go, is this what I want from my life? Is this what I want for the rest of my life? Have I basically, because I didn't even want to meet her because I probably would have fallen for her. She's so sweet. And then you would stay with her out of pity, not out of adoration, love, and all those right feelings. So I was thinking, okay, Alex, you got to have another conversation with her because you have to ask the hard-hitting questions and you have to kind of like get clarity on the whole thing, okay? So we talk again. And I said, so I did some research and she knew. She's with it. She's so with it. And she's so sweet. You found out I was paralyzed, huh? Yep, I did. I looked up your phone number. I found your Facebook. And I noticed a glaring thing in all of the photos is that you're sitting down in all of them. And then in one of the photos, she seemed to be skiing in a like wheelchair type thing. You know, it's just like a... I'm not going to make fun. She's actually super sweet. She's going to make a guy happy. Just not this guy. Because call me shallow. Call me shallow. I don't care. So I started asking her questions. I said, okay, we're going to have some questions. We're going to have an honest conversation, and I hope you're open to it. She was so open to it. She goes, any question you want to ask, I'm willing to answer. And I'm like, you're not making it easy for me to just leave you because you're so freaking sweet. Okay. When did this happen? She said, well, I was married for 10 years and it happened in year 7 of my marriage. When I moved down here, it happened then. I was in a motorcycle accident. I said, okay. Did he leave because of it? She said, yes. She said, he confronted me one day and said, we need to open up this relationship. So that means he wasn't going to leave you, but he wanted to have sex with other women. Now, we can decompile that, guys. We can peel back that onion, and you can call him a piece of shit all you want. But understand what she lost and what he lost. He lost this fucking 5'8" blazing hot chick that rode motorcycles and probably sucked his bitch out and gave him the best sex of his life. And now it's gone. And he's carrying her. He's caring for her. It's missionary only. Does it even get wet? I'm sorry. We got to start talking here. Because if I'm going to enter this, if I'm going to go on a date with her, I can't be shocked that she's having trouble getting in and out of the car, that seating is going to have to be different. I can't be shocked at those things. I'm coming into this situation eyes wide open. So I thought, let's ask these questions before I even meet you, because if I meet you and you're sweet, I'm going to stay because of guilt. I'm not going to stay because I think you're a great partner. Right? Right? Because I'm an ass guy. I'll never see that. Not because she's sitting all the time, but like, really? Like, she's paralyzed down there. Nothing's moving. Nothing's whatever. So I asked her. So let's have the hard-hitting questions asked here. Sex. Can you enjoy sex? I didn't say, can you have sex? Because that's stupid. Of course she can. Is she enjoying it? Do the legs just stay there? Do they do this? Is there a harness? And I wasn't trying to be funny. I need to know what I'm getting into. The most important thing for me in a relationship is the sexual activity. followed by how you treat me. If the sex is banging, you can kind of treat me like not so great. If the sex is mid, you better cook good. That's it. But I'm staying. So she goes, well, I can feel it. It's just in the distance. And I said, so she's never going to say, damn, your dick is fat. Like she's never going to say that. Right? If she says it, you know she's lying. Like, you know she's lying if she moans a little bit. You're like, oh, you're just doing it for me. It's performative. And it's not enjoyable if it's a fake thing, you know. And I get it, guys. You guys are saying, Alex, you're so shallow. I am asking her these questions before I meet her so that I get she didn't tell me about her situation, so she omitted some stuff, probably on purpose, and was super great and sweet on the phone. And then I found out she's got a condition, and I said, let me look into this a little further. So I asked her about lovemaking and all this stuff, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. It's exactly what I thought it would be. It's like, you have to do most of the work. You got to put her on the side. Her riding is not ever going to happen. And guys, there's nothing sexier than a girl that knows how to ride beach. So that is out of the question. The mouth game got to be on point. I mean, it has to be. Like, there is no other option, right? But there's something to be said about, an able-bodied person. The sex between an able-bodied person and someone that isn't able-bodied or even half paralyzed is a huge thing. Like, I told you guys I was banging a chick, and I think I hurt her back because she had a car accident, and she was useless to me. She could get up and walk around, but she couldn't do anything in the bedroom because her back hurt. So imagine this woman can't do anything in the bedroom that you don't have to do 100% on your own. So I said, okay, tell me about your day-to-day living. Like, when you wake up, obviously you have harnesses, you have these. She goes, yes, I have all the mechanism, I have all these things, and I had to learn how to do that. So this woman's a strong-willed woman. Like, she doesn't let it stop her, right? Like, I'd probably be like, all right, let me see a bridge I can roll off of. Because I don't want to be a burden to anybody. That's the way I think. Not because I'm depressed. It's because I don't want to be a burden for anybody. So I do everyone a favor. Really, seriously, I wouldn't fuck around. But she's able-bodied, has a specialized car, specialized chair, she lives a normal life, or as normal as she can make it. But in a relationship capacity, I'd be pushing the wheelchair. We can't go to certain theme parks without having special provisions. We can't go to certain restaurants without having special provisions. Hiking isn't a thing. Swimming is probably a very difficult thing, very cumbersome. Any activity cannot be done. Forget the driving range, forget mini golf, forget any of that stuff. It's literally lounging, hanging around, and insanely complicating everyday things that we take for granted. We take it for granted. Getting up. Like, have you ever hurt your back so much so that you couldn't tie your shoes? And it's a major inconvenience, and you're like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. Well, imagine not having any use of your lower extremities. And I felt for her. And guys, also, I asked about going to the bathroom. You have to ask these questions. So you're pushing her around. You're manipulating her in the bedroom. Oh, and she can't control her bowels. So I unfortunately had to just sit there and say, look, you're a doll. You're an absolute doll. I'm just not willing to take on that much responsibility. And my patience, I'm only so patient for certain things. And in terms of compatibility, I think personality-wise, you'd be amazing to talk to and maybe give me the best top ever after I stand up and shove it in your face. So she left. And then the, colostomy bags, bowel movements. And I'm just like, I am good with that. And you're right about that. She'll never take me kayaking. Because then it would be me taking her kayaking. Me putting her on the kayak. She can move. Forget it. So I simply said, this is not for me. It's clerical stuff. Yeah, you know what? I felt for her, but she didn't like the pity. She didn't want the pity, and I didn't give her the pity. I just said, I apologize. There's just too much going on, and I want a situation. And you know what's crazy? The Lord works in mysterious ways. He will give you the perfect woman in terms of personality, in terms of compatibility, in terms of availability. Because where's she going, right? It's a joke. Relax. It's a joke. And she's paralyzed. And she was just absolutely perfect in terms of personality, just like on the money. And I considered it, guys. I considered it. I thought about it. We would text, and I'm just like, I know that she's paralyzed. And what would it be like? Then I Googled, then I grokked it. I did 2 or 3 days worth of research to see if I'm willing to do the things necessary to even go on a date with this person, right? I didn't just all of a sudden say, oh, your legs don't work? Bye, bitch. No way. She was so sweet, and I thought she deserved, more thought than just like, oh, your legs don't work, get out of here. No, I'm like, can I, Alejandro Flores, date a woman that is, paralyzed from the chest down? And the answer was no. And after having the conversation with her, I was very honest with her, and I said, look, this is just something that's not going to work out, unfortunately. And she's like, you know what? I've heard it before, so it's not a big deal. I felt even worse because that's the issue. That's the glaring issue. It's not her personality. It's not her thoughts. She's not being able-bodied and not being able to find anyone suitable. So I thought that was terrible for her. But at the end of the day, who is going to look out for you more than yourself? And I thought, is this going to be good for me? Or am I going to live a life of guilt and feel that I am obligated to stay with her because, let's say, I took it to that level, banged her, and then I'm like, oh, I can't leave her now. I mean, I can, but I can't because it's super fucked up, right? So it was better for me to just walk away from that situation. But guys, you know what tipped me off to there being an issue? How good she communicated. I'm telling you guys, I went on a date not too long ago, and I had only seen some pictures of the girl. She was distant. She would post the photos from far away, full body, Spanish, my age. And Spanish women age like milk, like absolute milk. If you ever see how Spanish women age, they look terrible. They look like tortas. At the end of the day, they all look like tortas. Look at your girlfriend's mom. They're all going to end up looking like that one day. Big old gunt, the whole thing. So I saw her and I'm like, she's my age, but she's looking good. The conversation wasn't good. The texting wasn't good. Nothing was good. Locking in a time to see her was difficult, right? So what did I think? She's probably hot as shit. And I'm telling you, she was. I couldn't believe she wanted to date with me. I couldn't believe it. No social media presence, no Instagram, barely a Facebook. Did this research, looked up her Spokio stuff. She has no online footprint. And I see this 5'3", looks to be 38, 24, 40 thing walking towards me. And I went, I knew she was going to be good looking because the conversation is shit. We sat down in person. Wonderful. Sweet. I think she found me attractive. I think she was like, oh, you're taller than I thought you'd be. I always hear that and I'm kind of freaked out by that. How tall do I look in photos? Do I have like a weird proportion in a photo? She's like, you're taller than I thought you'd be. And she was wearing wedges with like a heel. It was like crazy looking wedge, like a hooker shoe with jeans and a tight top. Bro, they gotta be double D's. And the ass, you could see it from the fucking front. Unbelievable. We hit it off. Did great. But I can only see her on the weekends because of the kids and all this. But of course I'm gonna see her again. Why? She's hot, able-bodied, and wants to see me. And has zero social media footprint because she's my age. She never got into that online bullshit. Like, at what point was she going to tell you, Okay, so, excuse me. Let's say you got the attention, you, gentlemen, one of you guys. Let's say there's a girl you've been crushing on for a long time. In your town, in your job, in your school, whatever. And she finally gives you the time of day, but she hates Republicans. Are you going to say MAGA? You say, oh yeah, fuck you, bitch, MAGA. No, you're going to go, oh, yeah, I'm independent. Meanwhile, you got Trump flags on your boat. You have a diesel truck that's lifted. You're super MAGA. But the hot chick that you've been dying to get after hates Republicans. You're going to omit that you're a Republican until she gets to know you. I think that is what was happening there. She does the right thing, in my opinion, for her to get the best shot possible at a date. And it's to get to know them, have them fall in love with your personality, and have them fall in love with your personality. And then, maybe you say, by the way, my legs don't work and I poop in a bag. And you're like, okay, this isn't going to work. Pretty wild work. But I think she knew where I was going once I called her back. Yeah, I don't know why she wouldn't disclose that information up front. Was she going to surprise you when you met her? So I saw her profile afterwards. She has pictures of her in a wheelchair. Because apparently she's having great conversation with guys. They get to that point and they're like, oh shit, you didn't tell me you were paralyzed. You know what's worse, guys? Forget that. That's one thing. What's almost worse is when a woman shows you her profile picture top to bottom and then she shows up and she's fat as fuck. That pisses me off more. Because now you have catfished, you're the same person in those photos, but you are a fat version of that person. And now I'm pissed off because you are lying not only to me, you're lying to yourself. This woman was omitting. She wasn't like being propped up somewhere, like leaning on a desk, like, look, my legs work totally fine. She wasn't like dunking a basketball, right? She wasn't acting like her legs were functioning. She was sitting down in all of her photos. And then I went, wait a minute, what's going on? Jay Swish, you're not wrong, personality-wise. But you know what keeps me? Like, okay, I have a mental picture of all of my ex-girlfriends, not women I've dated. Every single woman I've been in a relationship with was fantastic in the bedroom. Do I remember the conversations? No. Do I remember how they made me feel? None of them massaged me all that good. No. They were all fantastic in the bedroom. So obviously, that's the most important thing to me. How we are in a physical nature. And everything else is how I put up with, the personality might not be great. One girl I dated, she would just dance with weird robotic moves in the car, nonstop, in traffic. And I'm just like, I'm just going to not pay attention. And she was like being dead serious. And I'm like, I put up with that. Normally I'd be like, stop that. Just stay still and bop around, or bop your head. Don't flail your arms around. No, I put up with it because the sex was that good. But what if she says, I fucking hate traveling? Oh, she has to hate traveling. What? She ain't running away. You're right. Exactly. You ain't got to worry about kayaking with her. Yeah, bullshit. She probably, what's up, Cactus Peptides? She'd probably make me, oh, I'd love to go kayaking. I'm like, oh, you'd love to have me lift you into the kayak. I'm good. And the problem is I'm pretty strong. So I could do that stuff and make her life ridiculously easy. But then that I'm taking away from my life. And is she not worth? I don't want to say she's not worth. It's not worth it to me. I thought she was going to be Wi-Fi. Phil's right up Phil's alley. Official Cobra Mike says, when you can't walk, you develop other skills. So she's probably really good at listening and talking. She is fantastic at conversation. And her voice. Dude, guys, it was like ingrained in my thoughts. I'm like, wow, what a chick. Like, you come across women once in a while that you're like, wow, well, fantastic. They're usually married. They talk great. They're sweet. They're pretty. They smell good. They look at you in your eye when you talk to them. And you're like, boy, I wish I could make that chick mine. But she's got a man, right? She left a similar impression on me. And the fact that she was paralyzed was like, I felt sorry. I felt like do I want to save this chick? And then I thought, no, Alex, what are you doing? What are you doing? Don't even enter this situation. You know yourself. You know you're not going to like this after 2 months of it. You're going to hate it. And then you're going to stay out of guilt. And then you're going to be pissed off at her. Her husband of 10 years asked for an open relationship after she was paralyzed. And they divorced. That guy was with her that long. And he said, I got to get pussy. Why do you think that is? I wonder if her personality was different before the accident. Great point. Perhaps she had compensated for her condition by having a wonderful personality. That's the great point. See, I always go back to the divorce because I didn't want to harp on the divorce. I didn't want to harp on the fact that she had a divorce because that really sucks. Because if you spend 10 years with a person, you have a catastrophic accident that changes you forever. And then the person you thought was for better or worse till death do you part asks to fuck chicks and then divorces you. Okay, if I'm already in a relationship, I don't know how I would act, but I would hope that if I get married to a person and I take my vows seriously and they get hurt, I'm with them forever. I might cheat. Because if you really love your wife, she'll never know you're cheating. But if I have a situation where my wife has gotten paralyzed, I'm not leaving her. But I might get my dick sucked at the massage parlor or something. I got to get mine, right? I'm not leaving you, baby. We're together forever. I am never leaving your side. You just won't know that I'm fucking on the side. Women who communicate well and are supportive either got married young or are compensating for physical loss or being out of shape, like YouTube Corrupt said. I think milk age is better, to be honest. Yeah, some of these tortas ain't shit. And I was actually looking up at some old videos that I had saved on Facebook. Let me look them up real quick. Hold on. I thought one of them was, what the hell? What's going on with the volume here? Why didn't the volume work? Bitch. The volume's not working. Oh, this is just Facebook doing Facebook things. Fuck that. Let me see. This audio works. I saved 3 videos this week. Another one. So it looks like Facebook ain't working. Stupid Facebook piece of shit. I actually had some relationship stuff on Facebook.
Dating down, which means, a man who
dating down.
Yeah,
are seeing a trend of women dating down. Women dating down.
Women dating down. Yeah, I saw that clip. It doesn't make sense for that. I just want to make sure the sound worked. Your real president is Benjamin. He's running the show. Who's that? Does he work at IHOP? The guy. Gotcha. Wheelchair will fit in the back of the G500. Fun fact. Would you want your significant other to come to the drag strip with you? No, that's my thing. Fuck off. Unless you're going to cook. Look, I've never taken a woman to the drag strip and they had a good time. They put up with it. And then when you go with them to like shop at, what's the name of that stupid place? Ulta. You just want to actually, the funny thing about shopping at Ulta is the girls start looking at you. I remember the last girl I dated, I took her to Ulta, which she was weird about. Don't get me started on the whole, she didn't let me pay for anything. And I'm like, bitch, am I your man or I'm just dick? Because if you want me to be just dick. So I go to Ulta and she wanted this shampoo and I'm like, I'll buy it. She goes, that's too expensive. Yeah, I'll fucking buy it. Jesus Christ. So the women were staring me down because I'm the only guy there. It was like, whoa, there's a man here. And she was like, what these bitches looking at? And I'm like, watch out because they might let me pay for their shampoo. Stupid. You could see if she can do a wheelie while the GT does at the track. Wow. She could be the dead mother in the trunk. Jesus. If you don't have the genuine burning desire for your girlfriend or she doesn't for you, there's nothing. Love is not enough. And love is downstream of desire. But that is a killer way of putting it. I have to look at my woman and lust after her. And, I want to take her in the kitchen while she's making me pancakes in the morning while she's wearing some little panties and my hoodie. Right? Can't happen with that one. She's paralyzed. What are you going to do? Just lift her up and hope that she's good to go down there? I don't know what's happening. I have no idea. She has no idea. So it's the spontaneity, hey, let's just get up and go somewhere. Can't do that without massive planning. So at the end of the day, what you fall for in a woman are those special moments that you have like that. And I'm just going to think of the burden that I'd be carrying by taking care of this whole situation. It was not something I wanted. And I was honest with myself. I could have been king scumbag and said, yeah, let's go out. Let's give it a shot. Let's see what the deal is. And then talk to her, make out with her, and reported back on my experience of banging a paralyzed chick. And I said, that is, Alex, you're a bit of a sus character, but God damn it, that's crazy. That's crazy work. You can't do that. You can't do that to her. And I said, you know what? I'm sorry. You're a doll, but it's a me thing. You're perfect personality wise. Like if that personality was in a 5'8" frame with a big dumper and she could cook, she'd get the ring tonight. But we can't have it all how we want it. Exactly. Lust is not evil. I want to look at my woman and rip her fuck. The girl I met the other day. I was, so I could see that she was into me and I was making it look that I wasn't that into her. But inside I'm like, I will bang you on this fucking table right now. No problem. So I kind of played it coy. And I actually told her in the middle of the date, see, it sounds like to me that you like assholes. She's like, what? I go, you like assholes. You say you want a nice guy, but you're attracted to assholes because you were in long-term relationships, apparently with guys you didn't like. Like what you're talking to me about your exes, because she was very open about her past, which I appreciated because you like knowing the Carfax, the whole facts. You want to know what's going on. She had 2 long-term relationships, right? And she's my age. So I'm like, that's pretty good. But one of them ended because he wanted to keep partying. I said, what do you mean keep partying? Well, I met him partying. What do you mean you met him partying? Well, I used to go, go to the football game, this and that. I'm like, so you were out there hoeing? She goes, no. On the weekends, I go out and go to the football game or go to a sandbar, which is normal here. I'm like, okay. And we met there. But it became a party atmosphere. And then I wanted to have a kid. And once the kid was out, he still wanted to party. I'm like, wait a minute. You met partying. Now the kid's out, which you wanted, and he did it for you, according to her. And now he's supposed to stop partying? She's like, yep. And I'm like, and then he turned into an asshole. I'm like, it sounds like you're attracted to assholes. But I didn't lead on. I was cool. Had the meal, did the thing. She didn't eat anything because she was quote unquote nervous. I ate. I'm eating. Fuck this. It's my only meal of the day. And then when I walked her back to the car, she went in for a kiss. And I went, did it go that well? She's hot as shit. So we'll see what happens this weekend. Hello, checking in. Says Diego. Could you have the best parking spots? You could have the best parking spots. Think of the upside. It's not worth it to me. What are the positives of dating someone that is paralyzed versus the negatives? I literally did that with my wife. I took her to the track. She was just freezing the whole time while I sat in the lanes. She did not want to go again. She just makes me food to take to the track. Lust, desire, jealousy are literally the flames that keeps us going. Just can't let it burn everything around you. Absolutely. Again, the women that are most ingrained in my memory are the 3 long-term relationships, and they were all fantastic in the bedroom. I said, you're staying. All the other women, we dated, and if the toto was trash, I'm like, I'll bang this like on an emergency basis. It's like emergency chocolate. Right? You ever have emergency chocolate just laying around? I have emergency chocolate. Okay, there's a Hershey bar somewhere in the house where I'm just like, my diet's good, everything's good, but I'm just dying. I'm like, I'll just have a little piece of that guy. Right? Same thing with trash toto. Trash toto can always be counted on to get you off. Yeah, you're disgusted afterwards. You're like, what the fuck did I just do? But during the act, you were like, God damn it, thank God. It was like getting a sip of water after walking through the Mojave for a week. Are you familiar with rational male? No, sir. What's the destroyer say here? Facts destroyer says, are you familiar with rational male? And then destroyer says, no, you'll never have that. You're right. I'll never have that desire with a woman that is, unfortunately, partially paralyzed. And again, if I am just slamming away and she told me that she barely feels it because of she has no feeling down there, Well, I'd rather jerk off. Because no one can satisfy me better than me. Nobody can satisfy me better. Ladies, you think you can satisfy me better than I can? I own the equipment. I have handled the equipment for damn near 40 years. Okay? So you're not going to all of a sudden come in and do something that I can't. I mean, obviously, I'm not sucking my own dick. One girl, and she was not that good looking, but she was so good in bed. I'm like, yeah, you're a whore. I kept her around as side Toto for a while until she realized, oh wait, I'm side Toto? Yeah, you're side Toto. You're not main Toto. You're not the main character. You're the backup car. You're the second car. You're the car that sits in the field until the main car has an issue. So no, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I gave up chocolate for Lent. Get you some Godiva chocolate. Yeah, Godiva dark chocolate. It's pretty stupid. But they engineered toys. But their engineered toys win the battle. Pretty crazy stuff out there. Okay, let's see where we decided to go swiping. Wow, this was insanely close. But the problem is this, guys. There is no Venezuela. Apparently, Bumble. Let me look again. Let me make sure. Let me see if I can travel to Venezuela. Actually, let me Google, is Bumble in Venezuela? Because of the regime. Is Bumble in Venezuela? Yeah. Okay, cool. So let me, cities in Venezuela. Valencia, Maracay, Caracas. Let's try Caracas. That's the capital. Caracas, C-A-R-A-C-A-S. C-A-S. No Caracas. Okay. Oh, no Caracas, Venezuela. Interesting. What about Maracaibo? No. Weird. So I was looking earlier and I did not see any of the Valencia. Let's try Valencia. Valencia. No Venezuela. So Venezuela is not coming up. So what is the second place on the poll? Romania. Bro, where in Romania? Capital of Romania. Capital of Romania. And the women there are crazy. Bucharest. Let's go. Bucharest, Romania. Oh, my Lord. Yeah, let's go. Let me see the age range. Holy shit. What the fuck? I had to swipe on that one right away so we can make sure that, we get... Whoa, let me go back. What the hell happened? Did I just miss on something? Hold on, guys. I might have had something here. And, okay, I'm going to go back to Argentina. Hold on, guys. Something happened on one of the things here. Buenos Aires, Argentina. I had a match, and then the moment I went to Bucharest. Let me see. Buenos Aires, Argentina. Let me see if she's still there. Meet new people. Yeah, she's still there. Let me match with her. So she's on. Oh, man, get the fuck out of here. You fucking old ass bro. Unbelievable. That's wasted my time. Bucharest. Oh my God, Alex, learn how to spell. Bucharest, Romania. Meet new people, reload, and play the jingle and get after it with the people. And we're going to be doing some Bumble swipes. Yeah, let's get the Bumble swipes coming at you. That's right. Whoa! Bumble swipes. Okay, we're gonna be in Romania, Roxana. What language? What language do they speak over there? What language do they speak? How do you hide this? Oh, get the fuck out of here. Close. Beautiful. Roxana, 41 years old. Okay. What I'd really like to find is the doctor of my heart. Okay, that must be some bullshit saying over there. Fuck all that. Anna Maria, 48. Okay. Let's keep things tight. Because let's not get a little crazy with that 48 bullshit, because they got plastic surgery over there. They got a bunch of bullshit. I'll pass. Oh my God, what's happening? Diana, oh shit. Diana, don't be mad if I manak toata chicolata dinta tarata. What the fuck? I don't know what the hell she just said, but look at her. Look at her. She looks like Giselle Bündchen. Adina, 38 years old. She likes sarcasm, coffee orders, and loud laughs. Orders? Coffee orders. Coffee orders. Yeah, I'm actually going to say no thank you to this. So let me see what's going on with this chick in Buenos Aires. See what's going on with Lorena. Oh, she's an old head. Holy shit, Alex. Get the fuck out of here. No, let's just unmatch with homegirl. Let's not leave her on the hook thinking she's got an American man ready to go. Adriana, 38 years old. Don't be mad if I get late. Get late. Okay. Why are they typing in English if they're in... So that means they're trying to attract American men, right? Like, that's the way I think about it. 38 years old. You know what? I've noticed right away. These bitches don't say shit. Win me over by what you are, not what you have. Meanwhile, she's in a fucking... No, this is a Nissan Versa. I mean, luxury cars don't have the oh shit bar, right? What's going on with homegirl? I don't know. I've been watching these Russian chicks rap to like Russian trap music. And these bitches are so hot, bro. Oh my God. 4'11". Yeah, you know, I dated a girl that was tiny and young, and she literally looked like my daughter, and it was weird until I was banging her. It didn't matter. But yeah, it's a little weird. Marina, 39 years old. Hi, I'm Marina. I love life, value harmony, respect, family, personal. Wow, wait a minute. Why is the ugly one taught? See, guys, I am undefeated in my assessment. She's not that good looking, so she blabs on and on about bullshit. You think I'm going to read all that for a 4? Get the fuck out of here. Maria, wow, look at she's got a wide face. The jawline is ridiculous. Jesus, look at the jawline on this girl. Fuck. What is happening? That is, I don't know if that's attractive. My Audi has an oh shit bar? No, maybe I'm wrong. Daniela, 40, she's old. Fuck out of here. No, that's AI. I'm going to pass on that. Adelina, 39 years old. Doesn't say a goddamn thing. I'm telling you, these Romanian women are perfect. They don't say shit. Look at the fucking dumper on. What is going on with these Romanian chicks looking thick? I thought there's not enough food over there. How do you get that thick in Romania? Well, what's a popular dish in Romania? Romanian food. Images. Oh, yeah, it looks like a whole bunch of bread and bullshit. God, it looks good, though. Brian, whoa. No wonder that chick's look. That's what I mean. I'm like, how you looking like this in Romania? I didn't think the food was, but then you look at the food. You know, oh, damn. She's eating everything. She ate the meatballs, the egg in the loaf, the whole fucking shit. We'll see what the deal is. Anna Chris, 32 years old. Wow. What the fuck does it say here? I can't copy paste that. Anna Chris, 32 years old. She's beautiful. God damn it. She's so pretty. What time is it in Romania? Is it in Romania? Oh, ain't nobody up. Ain't nobody matching with the kid. We'll see what the deal is when they wake up. Lots of carbs in Romania, apparently. Bianca, and a lot of tea. Bianca, 28 years old. Her personal hell is surface level conversations. My personal hell is this stupid eyeliner. That is wild work, honey. It is not 1985 anymore with fucking cat eyes. Look at all this shit. My perfect first date is, picture this. We're both tired and almost canceled. But somehow, we still show up, we won't stay long, but then 10 hours later, we're still talking. Honey, if we're talking 10 hours later, you're in my bedroom, and you're getting up and making me breakfast. 10 hours later. Bitch, what time's the date? 8 a.m.? What time's the date that we're talking for 10 hours? The fuck you gotta say? We'll see what the deal is. Nico, 40 years old. Don't say shit. I love it. Romanian chicks that don't say shit and have thick. Fuck. So thick. What is happening? That's why. Constant chocolate and bullshit. Angie. Oh my God. A lot of stuff. A lot of bullshit. Jeez. Whoa. What a stark difference, huh? If she would have put this as her main profile, I would have swiped right instantly. But then she did this, and the lighting hit the schnozzle in a certain way that, boy, I got scared. I'm like, is she paralyzed too? Because that's, you see all this equipment. And you're like, wait a minute. Oh, no. She's like, I'm going to pass on that. Oh, there's a fat Romanian. I'm going to pass on her. Another fat Romanian. I guarantee she's fat. Yep. She's not showing her body. She's fat. Another thick What is going on in Romania? Is there like a hidden ass gene in Romania that I'm not aware of? Like, did a bunch of Spanish people just go over there and like colonize and then dip out? And no one ever heard about it? Madalena, wow, she has classic Slavic physique or Slavic features. And I'm telling you, that is just fantastic to me. Russian, Polish, oh, fuck. You are, oh my God. You don't say shit either. Can you cook? You're 5'6". You smoking regularly. I forget. It's fucking Romania. Hello, I'd like to have cigarette after 6. Can you imagine your dick smells like fucking smoke? Like the next day you go take a piss and you're like, that shit smells like Virginia Slims. Oh yeah, Madalena sucked it last night. Pass on that. Maria, 20 years old, 5'10". Something casual. Get the fuck out of here. Something casual. Please. Probably a guy. Bella, 37 years old. Eye contact is the original swipe. Am great un concept the dating offline. Wait a minute. These are like 3 different languages. So she's trying. She's like, whoa. She's trying to like get foreigners to check her out. Valentina, 30 years old, doesn't say damn thing. I am liking Romanian women. Boy, look at the pretty backdrop here. But that's probably it, right? Like, there's nothing in that motherfucker except mountains and goats and bullshit. And then you go to that one good city, and it's full of the Romanian mob. No, thank you. Sandra, 39 years old. I'm telling you, this is boring, but they're all kind of good looking and don't say shit, which is nice. It's interesting that these women are, like, normal, don't say stupid or ugly. Don't say stupid shit. About Christina. Christina is not good looking. Let me scroll. Oh, I mean, that's okay. That looks fun. That looks pretty fun. Kind of crazy looking. Christina, after a crazy day at work, I chilled my dog in a book. I love traveling. Fuck you. Fuck you. Where are you traveling to? Why don't you travel to the kitchen, bro? Why don't you cook up some of that no carb bread made out of butter and eggs? Like, stop it. Just stop with this traveling. Like, men don't want a woman that, like, gallivants all over the fucking world. We need you present and supporting us. It's funny that women want to become this independent thing, and then when they try the independent thing for 5 years, they're like, oh my God, this is fucking hard. Right. Become a wife. Is this a guy? Oh, she's skinny. Damn. I don't know what's happening here. She's pretty, but I don't know. Maybe this is like ethnically pretty, but not to me. I'm good. Mona, 40 years old. Wow. Stoica Luisa, 35 years old. Exotic, just caked on makeup. Guys, this is a major turnoff for me. I don't know how it is for you guys, but when I see a woman like this, I am blown away that men like lust after that. Maybe men that like arm can't. This is what I like. Bro. Natural beauty. Whoa. God damn it. You're gorgeous. Let's go. Floor, which is, I think, flower in every language. Sports, mountains, travel, good food, and good energy. Sports, mountains. Travel to me is the same as saying want babies. Machu Picchu out of all places. Right. Exactly. Weird. Alexandra, 32 years old. My profile's fake. I'm actually a cat. That's pretty funny. And I'm going to pass on that because, women aren't funny. Hey, purple lipstick with that eyeliner. I think fashion hasn't caught up in Romania. They got this cat eye eyeliner and like purple lipstick. I'm going to pass on. Whoa. Padina, doesn't say much. Tall, probably 5'8", 5'9", right? She looks tall. Doesn't say nothing. UMF. Where the fuck is UMF? University. Who gives a fuck what university you went to? It could say Harvard. That's not going to make me look at you any differently. Raluca, 34 years old. Raluca. women that go to festivals probably have a stinky vagina. There's no way a woman that goes to EDM festivals is like wholesome. Look, at the end of the day, all women are trainable, but I just don't want to have to, like, imagine getting a dog. I know this is really bad to equate them to dogs, or let's do cars. I'd rather have a brand new car that I can, like, drive and let it learn my habits than to have a jalopy that I have to fix to bring it up to my specs. Same thing with women that have too much bullshit going on. Like, act like a wife. You're going to have better results. If women acted like wives, they would have way better results than trying to be independent, trying to do everything, and then at the same time trying to find a good guy. Wow, this chick's good looking, right? These glasses I hate. I hate glasses that cover like more than half of your face because it makes you look like a pretentious cunt. And I just don't like big, stupid sunglasses. Like those J-Lo glasses are so stupid. Alexandra, big. She got the guns, right? And the gut. I'm going to pass on that. Myra, 28. Boy, that is sleek. That is a Ferrari. That is a fucking Ferrari. Fuck me. Let's go. Oh, no, this is a Aston Martin. Oh, hell yeah. Bro, just tear up my dick with those braces. Tear it up. You're going to tear it up anyway, braces or not, because you women think you could peel it to my asshole. Yeah. Hello, how are you? Yes. Good. I suck dick now. Okay. What the fuck? Don't you love it when I peel it all the way to the back of the base? No, you ripped it. It rips? Oh, yeah, it rips. Boy, this guy's good looking. Vivid. Like the video? Like old porn stuff? These women don't say shit. Well, these women don't say. Oh, my God. I should have read that chick's. Whoa. What a knockout. Couple more. We'll get the fuck out of here. Ella, 25 years old. Good looking girl. Doesn't say a goddamn thing. My type of chick. Whoa, finally an ugly chick. Yep. All we need is a septum fucking ring and we can be done with that situation. Christina, 31 years old. Good looking. Boy, they don't say shit. It's wonderful. Romania might be heaven. I'm a real nerd about salt. Seriously. I have 6 different types of salt in my kitchen right now. I know there's the Himalayan, there's the regular salt. Oh, man. That is a whole bunch of birthmarks going on her neck, huh? I'm going to pass on that. Couple more. Diana, she's at F1. Oh, tell me what's the best part about F1, Diana. Do you like the KERS system? Do you like the hybrid stuff? Do you like the twin turbo? Do you like the 10,000 RPMs? I like Lewis Hamilton's pair. Oh, you like the rich young guys. That's what you like. Every bitch that says she likes F1 likes the rich drivers that are 18 years old in F1. And then they get on our case when we like Sydney Sweeney's tits and we just want to ram it right through them and just jizz on her face. Oh, good times. Right. These women ain't saying nothing. They ain't saying nothing. Perfect. But it's 4 a.m. over there, guys. So you can't blame them because, it's 4 a.m. So I'm not going to get many replies in that situation. So, guys, today we talked about a situation where I met a girl that had a condition where she was paralyzed. But it also led me to my thought process of women that have a fantastic personality usually have something wrong with them. And that hasn't failed me yet. Every time I've had a killer conversation with a woman, it has gone downhill in terms of when we meet, because when they have to develop a good personality, they are deficient in something else, whether it's looks or something is wrong. And in my case, the chick was paralyzed, but she's sweet as hell. I wish her the best of luck. She is just an awesome girl. And I'm personally selfish, and I'm not willing to, push her around, lift her in her cars. And let's be honest, the most important thing for me is your sexuality and how you make me feel in the bedroom. And if that is going to be the least desirable thing about our relationship, conversation can only do so much. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me, giving you a show a little later in the week. Thank you very much to Cactus Peptides. Hit them up, Cactus Peptides. I'm sure it's cactuspeptides.com or something similar on Facebook. Check them out on the socials. Thank you for sponsoring the show. And thank you guys for being patient and allowing me to talk a little shit about dating so that you guys can be entertained on a Wednesday. I'll be back on tomorrow on the other channel talking shit over there. Maybe that guy comes up, Vincent, I think it is, found out that his name didn't come up in the system anywhere. So that means his car got done at a shop and the shop delivered him a car that probably had issues. Pretty crazy stuff if he decides to pop on tomorrow. tomorrow. Have a good rest of your night, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 on the other channel, or the rest of you Sunday-ish on another dating channel live stream. See you guys later. Bye.